Today we're going to be talking about what to expect from an entry-level job position in almost any sort of career field. It's really important to go into your first job search knowing that most people don't start out with their dream job. Some people don't initially find a job that's in the exact field they prepared for, so they start off with a job that's close but not quite there and build up the experience to apply for the job they actually wanted. Sometimes you might actually find a job that's exactly what you wanted on paper, but once you start working at the company, you realize that that corporate culture isn't really a great fit for you, or the exact job position doesn't quite match your skill set as well as you would have liked. And no matter what, entry-level positions are always tough because there is so much to learn on the job. Right after college, I remember hearing from all my friends on their first real job how stressful it was to learn things that everyone else at the company already knew. And the first 6 months in particular, for almost everybody, was pretty overwhelming. And some people thought about quitting because they just didn't feel like they were up to the job. However, after a year or two at the job, almost all my friends were super happy with their choices and pretty confident. It's also to go into your entry-level position knowing to expect the least desired responsibilities. So for example, if you go into the medical field, your first job has a good chance of being during the night shift. Or if you're a teacher, your first job is probably going to be teaching the lower levels of a certain class. Salaries. So entry-level salary is always pretty low compared to what you have after several years of experience. And there's a pretty broad range of what it might look like. But on average, for a lot of careers, the starting salary is around $40,000 if it's in the field you studied in college. If you don't initially right off the bat get the job you studied for, you tend to get paid a little bit less because you don't necessarily have the training you need. However, it's important to keep in mind that time in entry-level positions is still very valuable because that's where you learn a lot and you develop the skills that you need for the future positions that you'll stay in long term and enjoy quite a bit more. Entry-level jobs are where you build experience to add to your resume and make it more likely that you can get hired for a dream job. And it also builds character traits like diligence and adaptability. Your consistency in an entry-level position proves you can handle more responsibility. For example, at several of the schools I've worked at, the schools preferred to hire substitute teachers who did a really good job for long-term open full-time positions that came along each year. A lot of companies would prefer to promote people in entry-level positions than to hire someone outside of a company as well. So if you do a good job in your entry-level position and make that good impression, it can take you very far. So the big takeaway here is you don't want to judge an entire career field on the first couple years in an entry-level job. My sister, for example, got a degree in computer programming, and on her first programming job, her first year, she experienced a lot of doubt that she was really in the career that was the best fit for her. There was so much to learn, multiple new computer languages, and on top of that, she wasn't really sure if she was enjoying it as much as she thought she would. However, after about a year and a half, her company created a job for her because they realized that she was so much better at social skills than most of their programmers. So they created a position that made use of that, where she became a connecting point between the company's tech people and their customers, and would translate back and forth between the two. And she loves her job now. So sometimes it takes a couple of years for your job to shift into something you really enjoy. All right, great job today, guys. Don't forget to turn in a picture of your notes on Schoology.